Hello, and welcome, my friends, to the next video in the Create Better Content series, where I show you how to tap into your creativity so that you can stay consistent with your marketing and reach more customers. My name is Penny, and I want to guide you through this content development process so that you can create amazing content, remarkable content, and reach more qualified customers. And if you want to learn more about creativity and how all of this stuff helps you develop your content marketing plans, I would love to see you hit that button below and subscribe to this channel. And below there are several links. One of the links that you're going to see is for the Content Prompt Playbook. This is for you if you have been using ChatGPT to help you with your marketing messages and you're struggling to get it to work for you because it feels like it's just spitting out generic messages with like 10,000 emojis. So the Content Prompt Playbook is going to help you actually learn how to talk to ChatGPT so it gets what you need for your marketing messages. Another link that you're going to see is so that you can join us in the Marketing Strategy Collective. This is my group program where we meet once a month for marketing strategy. We get together, we talk about our challenges, we work through everything that's going on with our businesses in a supportive group online space. So see what happens when you can actually get the help that you need and not have to do this alone. You see the links below and you know what to do to learn more. All right, I want to jump into today's video. As you can see, I kind of pushed through my intro today because I really wanted to talk about all of this stuff today. This was like a really interesting one that I wanted to share. I wanted to talk about, yes, we're still talking about planning, but I wanted to talk about your strategy. I want to talk about the whole idea of, you know, how we've had these moments when we burn it all down and we just want to start fresh with our marketing strategy. You know, and it's easy to want to do this because when we say things that aren't working and we're, you know, why didn't this offer sell? Why aren't people clicking on my stuff? You know, and I get that because I see it, because I've done it. But before you start to spiral, before you start to get into that space, that headspace, especially as we're moving in towards the end of the year and everybody's talking about planning, I want to talk to you about this because most of the time it's not that you need a whole brand new strategy. Sometimes you just need, not sometimes, a lot of times, you just need to revisit the one that you already have. Because I promise you, we have all been there. You know, you're looking at your analytics and wondering, why is this not working anymore? What's going on? Is it my customers? Do I need like a rebrand? Or maybe I should just switch to something totally different, scrap it all and start all over again. And I get that, and I get that, and I get that. And I want to tell you a story, and I want to share this with you. I've shared this in the community before, and it's been a while since I've shared this story. And it happened during COVID. Now, there was a lot of things going on during COVID in my personal life, and so that contributed to where I was mentally. I'll say that. But there was things going on in COVID where, having been in business for over 20, I don't even know where I was, 20-something years at that point, I had never seen business change so drastically as it had during COVID. You know, and I get it because, you know, people were concerned about their income. The economy was fluctuating. We had no idea what was going on. You know, consulting work, marketing consulting work, I seemed more like an added benefit as opposed to something that you absolutely positively needed, you know, like paying your rent or your mortgage or keeping your power on or paying for groceries, you know, like that kind of stuff. And so there was all of this stuff that was happening. And I don't know what was going on that triggered this. It's been a while since I can tell you what triggered this. But I'm looking at my numbers. I'm looking at my Google Analytics. I'm looking at my offers that I'm putting out there. I'm trying to do all of this stuff and nothing's working for me. So like I said, there was also things that were happening within my personal arena that was also triggering these unsettling feelings inside of me. And so this is that moment that I'm talking about. And I could have just stepped back, taken a deep breath and saying, okay, let's take a look at what's going on here. Let's revisit what's happening here. But instead I didn't. Because of the mental space that I was in, I referred to myself during that time period as the Tasmanian Devil. If you're not aware of the Tasmanian Devil, it's a cartoon character. I think it's the Bugs Bunny cartoon character, and he spins around really, really, really fast, and all you can see is like this cloud of dust or whatever. And then everywhere he goes, he just destroys things. And then he stops spinning, and then he looks at you, and he's kind of like panting, and he's like, what did I just do? But he doesn't think about it at the time. He's just spinning and spinning and just terrorizing everything and destroying things. Well, that's what I had done. I literally became the Tasmanian Devil when it came to my business. And I'm spinning around and, oh, I don't like that. Oh, that's not working. Go, that disappears. I removed entire incomes of revenues of mine. I took down websites. I mean, I was just destroying things. Everything in my path, everything was just bad. Everything was wrong. Everything was not working. We have to destroy it all and rebuild it. And then what happened was when I realized, I want to say it's like maybe 9 months down the road at this point, maybe 6, I don't really recall. It was just all, it's all kind of a blur that whole year, where I just, kind of caught my breath, and I'm sitting on the floor panting like the Tasmanian Devil, and I'm looking around at the mess I had made and said, what the heck did I just do? I had destroyed everything. And then it took me at least a good year to actually rebuild everything and to restructure everything, as opposed to revisiting. So that's why I wanted to share that story with you today. I thought it was really important for me to actually not just talk about this from that perspective of, oh, it's all happened to us, but yes, it really did happen to me. And so I think that's what happens, that we all get this idea where we're like full of energy and ideas, and you put together this marketing plan and it feels so solid, and maybe it's even working for a while. And then a few months in, things slow down, your engagement drops, leads aren't coming in, your customers seem distracted. So you convince yourself, strategy's broken, it's not going to work. But the truth is, your strategy isn't broken and it's not failing you. You just need to understand that there's pieces and parts that are happening within it that need to be reviewed. And you need to look at this based on where you are now versus where you thought you would be. So when you revisit your strategy, you're not tearing it down and turning it into the Tasmanian Devil like I did. What you're doing is you're reviewing everything. You're revisiting it. And you're seeing what it actually looks like. And one of the things I wanted to talk through today is how I used ChatGPT to actually help me go through this process. I've really, really dug into it even deeper this year than I had in the past. But this is one of the things that I think that's helped me move through my strategy and allows me to do these things in these steps of review, refine, and reapply. So let's look at it from that place. Think about how we can go through the first step of review. Go back through what you're doing, your content, your campaigns, your offers. Look at what's been working. And then put this information into ChatGPT, and you can put data information to see which posts got the most engagements. You can put information about which emails got opened and clicked, which products or services, were selling the most. I think what happens is sometimes we don't get a chance to review what's going on. And when we use something like ChatGPT, it's not just we've got a whole bunch of numbers. What ChatGPT does is help us analyze this. Was the timing off? Did you send enough emails to promote this launch? It'll actually start to take you through these ideas of maybe that somebody responded to the same message 3 months ago, but maybe it just needs to be refreshed because things are different in the economy. Things are different where your customers are sitting. So that's one of the great things about what happens. It takes us out of our brain of trying to think that we ourselves need to figure this whole thing out ourselves. And ChatGPT gives us this opportunity to sort through the numbers and to think about what it all means when we actually review something. So then we take it down to the next step, which is refine. I have used ChatGPT in this way, and let me tell you, this is where the magic happens. Because what I end up doing is I ask it first to give me a strategy. And I look at the call to actions, I look at the messaging, I look at the emails. I'm the person who's on LinkedIn. I look what it's telling me I'm supposed to be doing on LinkedIn, and I think about how I'm going to refine this, because you got to remember too that just because ChatGPT is giving you the strategy, it doesn't mean that it's going to 100% work. You still need to put the human you know your business, you know your customers. You still need to put you into this. So that's where we start to refine the strategy. We take a look at it. We look at the things like the messaging. Like, let's say maybe you did a campaign and it was focused on saving time with better systems. But now your customers are so involved with what's going on with the economy and everything is just freaking them out, that saving time with better systems doesn't mean anything to them. You know what means something to them? That they're stressed, that they're burned out. Now, because of the work that you're doing, that saving time will help them not be so stressed and help them not be burnt out. But that's not what they're thinking about. So when you take a look at your review and you're refining things, you're refining that message, because maybe it's not about saving time with better systems. Your message becomes, simplify your marketing so you can breathe again. That's the same strategy. It's the same core idea, but you're just talking in a different spin, in a different way, in a different humanized way. So think about that as you're moving through this. So then we take the next step, which is reapply. Now you've figured out where your review is going on, what you need to be focusing on, and then you're refining it all. Now I want you to put this refined version back into motion. Don't overthink it. Don't sit there again. Don't say, okay, so now I got this whole thing out. Scrap the whole thing, start all over again. No. Start small. Reapply these changes that you're making. Just start with maybe one of your social platform, one piece of content, and see how your customers respond to it. If it clicks, keep going. If not, then continue to refine it. This is how marketing works. Marketing evolves with you. It is not a set it and forget it. You do not have to go back to square one every single quarter. I mean, let me give you some examples here. So let's say you're dealing with your content calendar. You've got a content plan and it worked so well last year. Blog posts, emails, social media, everything was all linked together. But this year, things changed for you. Things were shifting. The economy, changed the direction of the offers. I mean, things went crazy for you. So then you found that you missed a few weeks, and then you're feeling behind. And your instinct is, okay, this plan's not working. I'm falling behind. So maybe I should just start up with a plan that says, hey, I'm sorry I've been gone for a while. Here's what happened. No. Take your old calendar. Pick up where you left off. Look at what months performed best and rebuild from there. You already have proof of what works. You don't need to reinvent the wheel every single time. So what about your offers? What about, what if you are launching something? Let me give you an example here. So let's say you launched a product and it didn't sell as well as you expected it to, or you wanted it to. And of course, our knee-jerk reaction is, nobody wants this, nobody cares about this, or I need to change the whole thing off. Maybe the product itself is the price, this, we start to go through this. But maybe it's not that the product or the service or anything like that. Maybe it was your messaging that needed refining. Maybe you needed to explain the transformation better. Maybe you need to update the visuals or share more testimonials. Instead of just immediately thinking that, oh, this is terrible, this is horrible, nobody likes this, nobody wants this. Sometimes it takes a couple of campaigns before people click and see what your offers and services are, because you need a couple of campaigns to actually start to explain the value, to explain the transformation, to let them know how this is going to help them. So that's another idea which you could do with regards to, refining everything. So I want you to take a look at what you're doing, because starting from scratch, I get it, sometimes feels exciting and it feels like, this is what I need, but it's exhausting. And let me tell you, it doesn't always work, because when you're constantly starting over again, you lose all the progress that you've made. You stop collecting data, you stop refining, you stop being intentional, because now you're just running in circles trying to get caught back up again, thinking that you're supposed to be in a certain place, but you're really not. I mean, I'm exhausted just saying that sentence. Boy, that wore me out. I mean, that's why I always talk to my clients about this. I say, take a deep breath, revisit what we're doing. We do not always need to just destroy everything and take it all down. Revisiting is going to keep you grounded about what's actually working. And to be honest with you, it's going to save you a whole lot of time and mental energy if you do this. And it allows you to keep moving forward with your business by making more smarter, data backed type of decisions rather than emotional ones. Oh, this is terrible. Oh, this is horrible. So, I mean, I want you to think about it from that place. So if you just take one thing from today's episode, let it be this. Trying to be perfect, trying to do everything to everybody is not what's going to work for you. Consistency is what works. And when we stay consistent and we keep the momentum going, we can see what's working, we can see what's not working, and we continue to refine it, revisit our strategy, and keep moving forward. Because your business doesn't need a brand new brand identity every single quarter. It needs you to double down on what's working. It needs you to trust the process and give it long enough to see results. Because when you revisit your marketing strategy like this, and you do it in a way of curiosity versus judgment, you'll start to see opportunities. You'll start to see options. You'll start to see new ideas, new things. And especially when you work with ChatGPT, you're going to be able to work through these tweaks. And these small tweaks could make the biggest difference. So instead of you saying this isn't working, you'll start by putting prompts into ChatGPT saying, how can I make this work better? So here's your challenge this week. I want you to pull out your marketing plan, even if it's messy or half used or covered in sticky notes. I want you to do a simple review. I want you to find one thing that worked, one thing that needs refining, and one thing that you can reapply right now. Go into ChatGPT. Spend some time looking at how you can find out how to make this work better for your business, and see what kind of results you get when you're actually intentional with your marketing. So thank you so much for joining me today. If this idea gave you some ideas to start learning new skills for your marketing, I would love it if you would hit that like button and then share it with a fellow business owner. And if you want some more step-by-step process with your marketing, we are going deep into this month in the Marketing Strategy Collective, especially the workbook. It's packed with tools and prompts that are going to help you review what's going on with your marketing and help you revisit your strategy and help you learn how to keep moving forward. So you see the link below and you know what to do to learn more, to get the marketing help you need to see real growth in your business. Because you are magnificent, my friend, and let me be the first to say, I'm proud of you. Until next time.